Welcome to an all new edition of Billboard's Top 20 Countdown. This week, we're counting down the top 20 songs about grandmothers, not only my grandmother's birthday. Plus, we're talking to our guest, William, that Black Boy.
Oh,
Black Boy.
what's good? What's good, man? How you doing?
You guys, let's get it started. You guys, the number 20 song is by Taylor Swift. This song was called Marjorie. Let's get into it. Marjorie by Taylor Swift on Big Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 19 song, Sunday Candy by Nico Segal. We're talking to our guest, Black Boy. Black, what's all you doing, man?
I'm well, man. I'm well. I'm well. A little tired, man, but still running.
That's awesome, man. Tell my listeners about yourself.
I'm a producer from Tampa, Florida. I've been producing music since I was 16 years old. Started out in the church, and I've been doing it ever since, man.
Wow, what made you get into music?
Oh well, my parents and well, my father and my uncles, they were all jazz musicians, so that was pretty much the link from me to music, and then just growing up in the church and singing and playing the drums. That's where my musical background really stems from.
Wow, wow. And you've been doing music for a long time, have you?
Oh yeah, I'm 47. Well, I'll be 47 this year, so I've been doing it since I was 16 years old. So ever since I had my first beat machine.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So you're doing music, you're doing a lot. Do you have any albums out?
Yes, I have about seven projects out right now. Starting with I had a challenge called the 52 week project where I was dropping a song a week. I also have a couple albums with a group I started called the Boys Club, which is a hip hop album, kind of like I don't know, like a Southern Wu Tang type of thing, where I just brought a lot of
Oh,
MCs together and we did a series of mixtapes. So I'm re-releasing those now, and I did a R&B album called the Black Love Movement, which I'm about to put out the Black Love Movement 2 this year, and various
wow.
projects that I produced with various artists around the U.S. and abroad too as well.
Wow, that is really, really cool. You know
Yeah.
what? Man, we're gonna get back to you.
All
Let's
right.
get in this countdown. The number 18 song comes from uh Killer Mike. This song is called Grandma's House. Let's get into it. Grandma's House by Killer Mike on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 17 song. Hey Grandma by Moby Grape. We're talking to our guest, William. But you know what? The reason why we're counting down the grandmother's things is because today would have been my great grandmother's 100 and hold on, 1917, no, hold on, 108th
Oh,
birthday.
happy
So
birthday to your grandmother, Pop.
we're celebrating. That's why we're celebrating grandmas. But we're also talking to this awesome artist. William, do you have a favorite? Oh, before I forget, uh, why did you choose the name Black Boy as a professional name?
There was well, he's deceased now, but there was a black writer called Richard Wright who wrote a book called Black Boy, which was
Yeah,
like the I guess the I'm forgetting the phrase that they use. The like from the boys to men type of story where
yeah.
the character in the book was in a coming of age
Mm.
and a time where racism was very heavy, and it was just a really cool idea and a really good book, and I kind of assumed that kind of persona over my music. I'm really strong willed when it comes to the people. I was raised around strong black people, so I kind of embodied that in my music.
Oh wow, that is so cool. Do you have a favorite song?
I do have a favorite song. My favorite song is "For Nothing." It's one of my R&B songs that got me pretty popular in the city that I'm in, and it's getting played in various places. But "For Nothing" is probably my favorite song.
Wow, that is really, really cool. We need to play that. I think we might sneak that into the playlist.
For sure.
I might sneak that in. Um, you also are a producer, am I correct?
Yeah, definitely. That's the majority of my function. I produce music. I only started like releasing music at myself and doing the artist thing only because I was kind of forced to. Not too
Mhm.
many people can sing in my range. So when I
Yeah.
write songs, sometimes I'm writing them in a baritone bass. And so it's like I couldn't find somebody to sing it. So I started writing and singing it myself, or I'll start writing and rapping it myself. It's just a producer can pretty much do anything because he hears exactly what he wants to hear on his records.
That's true. You make beats, am I correct?
Yes, yes. But see, a
What?
lot of people kind of confuse beat maker with a producer.
Yeah.
I'm from the old school, so a music producer was there through the whole process, from the beat to the recording to the writing to the release. I'm very hands on with any artist that I'm working with. I'm a start to finish producer.
What made you start producing your own music instead? What made you start making your own beats? First, we're gonna start with the beats. What made you start making your own beats?
I think I was maybe I want to say about 15 years old, and I had a friend in high school who his dad bought him a beat machine. And he was younger than me, and I just happened to come over his house and hang out and saw him make beats, and I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. And from that
Oh,
point on, I was kind of poor, so we didn't have the money to get the equipment. So I went home and started opening up receivers and just I started being a little mad scientist, and I hooked up a keyboard and a couple tape decks, and it just progressed from there.
wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. And now you're doing a lot. And then who was the first artist that you produced?
I want to say the first
Besides yourself.
artist I produced was a group that I had in high school. It was called the Black Plague. We
Mhm,
were coming up on the heels of like Outkast and Goody Mob, and we went into the studio to do a demo, and
mhm.
I had already made a beat, and we loved it when we were like kind of just playing around in my room because I had like all my stuff hooked up in my room and everything. And it was like, man, you should try to remake that beat that you did when we were at the house. And I remembered the notes and stuff like that. So I went in, and the producer at the time in the studio that we were at, he allowed me to make it, and that's what's on our first demo.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk more to you, but we got to get back in this countdown because we got to get to your song. Um, the number 16 song comes from the song is by ASAP Berg. This song is called Grandma. Let's get into it. ASAP Berg, Grandma on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, yo, that was the number 15 song, My Angel by Kelly Pickler. Now it's time to get into your song, Grow Old With Me. I want to know the story behind this song, Grow Old With Me.
Grow Old With Me, it's essentially a wedding song. It's like
Mm.
a love song between a man who's in love with a woman who feels like she's the rest of his life, and so it ended up. I at the time. I was with my wife when I wrote the song, my ex-wife when I wrote the song, and it was just like me telling someone like grow old with me, um, let's have some kids, let's go across the water, and it was just one of those endearing type of songs, you know what I'm saying, where a man and a woman come together, they fall in love, and they grow old together.
All right, all right. These days, you're right. People get together and do that. But anyways, let's get into it. Black Boy, the first extra song of the week, Grow Old With Me on Big Stop 20 Countdown. You know I stole that from Soul Train, y'all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the jamming song, Grow Old With Me. I got the chance to hear it. It's one of my favorite songs by you, of course. And you guys, usually I wait to the end of the show to do, or the middle of the show to do this, but uh, I always let people know how I met the guest. And I think we just met through Facebook.
Yeah, I believe it's a Facebook.
I'm like, I don't know how many years it's been, but I'm
It's
like,
oh man, it's probably been about maybe 10, 15 years. No, I won't say 15. Now let's say about 10 years.
yeah. And I forgot. I don't know what. Did I message you? I forgot. Did I message you first
Yeah,
or?
I believe you messaged me about some music, and and we just got to talking from that point.
Yeah, yeah. I forget a lot, but then he also did a beat for me. It took a long time, but I finally paid off the beat.
Yes, man. The music business is a hurry up and wait business, man. So I'm kind of used to the waiting process of getting paid sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh my god, I hated it. I was like, oh my god, I want to get this beat, but I'm poor. But man, because you do make some really good beats, and because I think we were supposed to do another beat, but then you ended up giving it to somebody. Was it? Did you give it to somebody else or?
Yeah, I think in the course of me making beats, people sometimes in the studio and it's like, man, I'll pay you. And I was like, hey, I got this kind of peg for somebody. He was like, man, bro, I gotta have it. I'm in the midst of the studio, so some people are willing to pay more just to
Yeah,
get it. You know what I'm saying? And I
yeah.
couldn't pass up that business.
I understand. I definitely understand. Like, come on now. We all, come on now. We're in music. We all got
Yeah,
to get on some kind of way. I understand. I understand, bro. I didn't take it personal. I was mad, but I didn't take it personal. I was like,
it
God, dog
it
it, let
happens,
me
man.
get busy.
Some people like I have a lot of clients who'll come in and they'll do beat sessions with me,
Yeah,
and I'll mistakenly play a beat because they're just listening to just random beats, and
yeah,
and I have to tell them, man, this is so, man. I even had one guy, man, he was like, man, well, give me the person's number who you sold that beat to, and let me call him, because like the beat thing, I've always really been good at making beats,
yeah.
and like I can take your idea and kind of just visualize it and kind of just make the beat towards a melody that you can sing in the phone or something like that. It's just kind of really
Wow.
been easy for me to hear how to put things together and arrange things. So I love making beats. Beats is probably the like I said, the primary function of what I do in music.
That's a gift, brother. That's a huge gift. Where you can actually, like get to somebody like that. Really get into it like that. That's cool, man.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I tell people all the time, man. Listen, I grew up in the hood, and it was
yeah,
only a selection of music that we had. But my roots, my dad and uncle being a jazz musician and horn players, it kind of opened up my ear. And my mother playing gospel music and just growing up in the church band and everything. I kind of figured out what country does, what blues does, what rock does, and it just kind of sit in the back of your mind until you really use it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a blessing, man, that I can hear things outside of my scope of where I came from. You know what I'm saying? So that's the blessing for me.
did you grow up in Florida? Were you born and raised in Florida or just moved there?
I was born and raised in Tampa, Florida.
Oh,
I've
okay.
lived all over the states. I've traveled all over the states because I have a military family. So
Okay.
I moved around. I've driven from Washington State all the way down to Florida 1 year. So that was pretty cool too.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Do you also do shows? Am I correct? You do local shows
Yeah,
or?
it's been a while since I've done shows. Like I've taken a break from performing just because just a lot of business. Like I own a recording studio in Tampa as well, so
Oh,
I
okay.
kind of stepped away from performances and just kind of focused on producing and recording and things like that. But I'm about to gear up because I have some opportunities coming up, and I have a couple artists across in the UK that actually want to get get
Wow.
more acquainted with me. So we collaborate, and hopefully I'll be going over to the UK within the next year or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
You going international, man.
Oh
Wow,
man, I got
that's
so many
cool.
people in different countries, man, that kind of enjoy what I do. That's kind of my demographic is overseas and stuff like that. Like I'm not a
Yeah.
young artist, so like I have kind of a vintage sound. So, the UK loves true hip hop and that's where I get a lot of my fans and a lot of my views and listens from. So, of course, you want to connect with that side of the globe too as well.
Of course, of course. We're going to talk more to you, but Black Boy, we're going to get back in this countdown. The number 14 song comes from Toby Keith. This song was called Clancy's Tavern. Let's get into it. Clancy's Tavern by Toby Keith on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, we did a three in a row for you. We did 14 was Clancy's Tavern by Toby Keith, Gail Davies with Grandma's Song, number 13, and number 12 was Nan's Song by Robbie Williams. Now it's time to get into the comedy corner. The comedy corner comes from a really good friend of the show. Hopefully, he'll be on the show. I don't know. I haven't asked him yet, so I don't know when he's going to. This is the comedy of Mike Ross. Let's get into it. Mike Ross, the comedy on the comedy corner on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was a very, very funny Mike Ross. And we're talking to our guest, Black Boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boy. Man, you're doing a lot. Oh man, what is one thing that you do that nobody knows?
Uh, I probably shouldn't tell people this.
Mm.
um, well, I'm a private security officer. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, okay.
I work in private security. I'm like a bodyguard of sorts. So
Okay.
I kind of moonlight as that. Been in the business a little while. I got out of it and then got back into it. So right now I'm in some more training. Um, Firearms training and all types of other
Okay.
things. Yeah, so that's what I do
Okay.
on the side, and a lot of people don't know
Oh,
that
okay.
about me.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Don't feel ashamed because I do it myself. You got to make your money some kind of way. You got to do it
Yeah,
honestly.
of
You,
course.
you can't be. Oh no! I was going. No, we're not gonna go there. I was going further, but we're gonna keep it like that. We're gonna keep
All
it like
right.
that.
They say,
um,
man, a dangerous man should be the kindest man in the room.
that's true. I know. I heard that too. I
Yeah,
heard that too.
yeah.
What's one thing that you haven't done that you would really love to do?
I would love to go to Africa.
Hmm.
I think the media and certain government people have kind of given Africa a bad rap. But
Yeah.
after seeing cities and how Black people on the side of where we come from are doing, and how innovative they are, and how they have made waves in real estate and architecture and things like that, I definitely want to touch over to the motherland and see how we live on that side.
You'll love it. Trust me. I'm gonna tell you, you'll love it because my father and stuff, they're from Nigeria, my brother, and
Okay.
trust me, it's a beautiful place. It's not like a third world country like the media
Yeah, it's like
portrays it to be.
a whole bunch
It's
of countries.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. Um, and so you said that's one thing you wouldn't do. Woo! Oh, I had that question. That's why you shouldn't smoke weed because you you forget a lot. Um, but you doing a lot. You've done a lot. You already said what you want to do. What's next? What's next for you?
Um, um, really, I'm leaning towards trying to write a book. Um,
Hmm.
I like writing, of course, with music. I
Sure.
love writing. I love poetry and things of that nature. And I think I've done music for so long. I don't want it to be just a two-dimensional thing. There's so many other talents in me that I want to discover and want to bring to the surface. So I think writing will probably be my next adventure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what, Joe? We're going to talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown because we're going to play another one of your songs next. Um, the number 11 song is by Tom Walker. This song is called All That Matters. Let's get into it. All That Matters by Tom Walker on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number 10 song by the Zach Brown Band. That song was called Grandma's Garden. Now it's time to get into the second extra song of the week, which also comes from you. Think About Me. I like this song, and you got to tell me this. You got to tell
All
me about
right.
this.
So the the story behind this song is this is another song from my 52-week project. I believe this is from the first one because I did three of them. And the Think About Me was about an artist who is on the road and he has a woman and uh, just feels like he's spend too much time on the road, and he's wondering if she still is into him as she was when he in the beginning. And it's just like a lot of distance between them. So he was just kind of writing, does she really think about me? And that's what the song was about. The little theme was about.
So let's get into it. One of my favorite songs by Black Boi. This song is called "Think About Me" on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah, yeah, y'all. That was the second next song of the week. "Think About Me," and I'm gonna tell you guys something too. Actually, I went to Florida last year for my birthday. Now we were supposed to connect, but something happened that we never did. Because I think I was too far from because I think I was in
Yeah, I
Miami.
think you were a couple hours from me, and I had some things going on with work and just the studio, so we couldn't really like link it
We
up.
couldn't really get together. But I said, one day we're gonna get together.
Yeah,
You might have to come out to LA. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And we do a song because I definitely want to do a song with you for real, man. For
Yeah,
real.
we gonna make it happen, man. I got a couple clients out in LA too that we kind of we work over the internet. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
actually, they send me songs that they create and they want me to build the music around it. So I said hopefully soon I'll be making a trip over to the other side of the bay.
Speaking of clients, do you ever do you have a client that you're just like, oh my God, why the hell am I working with them? You ever?
Yes, I've had many of those. You know what I'm saying? With being a producer, you gotta have some things that challenge you, just like you have to challenge artists. Um,
Yeah.
and I've never ever said no to a challenge. It's
Hmm.
just call it the Aries in me. But
Hmm.
there's some challenges I probably should have never taken. But
Oh yeah.
this is the business, man. You got to work with all types of personalities, all types of talents. Some of them make sense, some of them don't make sense. And you just got to make do with what your talent is and do the best to bring out the best in the artist or to bring the best out of yourself.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you've been doing for like music for 31 years.
That's a
Um,
long time. Yeah, I've been doing music for 31 years, but like I said, I started in the church, so it's really longer than that. But that
hmm.
was the process of learning what music was about, learning harmonies, learning notes, playing the drums, learning how to play the piano, and just all those things in my childhood were like training up to what I was going to do in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's the blessing.
That's awesome. How has music changed since you first started?
Music has changed. It's become more soulless to me. Now, I will say on the popular end, what they feed us is the more soulless music. The reason I call it soulless is because it's like it's all like even the R&B is no longer R&B. It's about sex. There was a time when R&B was about love and about uh, challenging things in love. It's about heartbreak. It's about uh, a good love. It's about a bad love. But now it just seems like everything is about sex. And in the hip hop world, it's just a soulless. Everybody's killing each other. Everybody's uh, running down on the ops. And it's just, like when I see artists like Kendrick Lamar, he's like bringing the broadness of music back. He's not, everything isn't about killing. He's actually bringing the creativity and the writing ability back to the hip hop world. And then, of course, we have great music out there, but I think all that the industry really promotes is the soulless and the sex music. So it's like we get lost in the mix trying to find those real good artists. And, we just have to kind of stumble upon it like we did when we were going to the record store and discovered a new artist. So, I'm happy about the evolution of music and production, with technology and things like that. But I also never want to forget the roots of how the music started and never forget that live instrumentation will never be beat out by AI.
Yeah. Technology. Yeah, you're right about that. You know, we're going to talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 9 song comes from Stevie Ray Vaughan. The song is called Look at Little Sister. Let's get into it. Look at Little Sister by Stevie Ray Vaughan, number 9 on Big Old's Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did a 3 in a row for you. We did Stevie Ray Vaughan with Look at Little Sister. Number 8 was Alicia Keys with Tell You Something, Nana's Reprise. And number 7, you know I gotta put myself in here some kind of way. It's my song called Heaven. You know, you lucky it wasn't number 1. But you guys, it's time to get into the independent song of the week. Independent song of the week is another song. I apologize. I want to hear the story behind this. I want to hear the story behind the song. I
You talking about I Apologize?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I Apologize was another song from my series of the 52 Week Project. And honestly, I was probably going through something. I was probably going through a breakup.
Okay.
And, you know, when you go through a breakup, you kind of self-reflect. And I think I probably spilled more of my own self into this song than it was just a writing project. So I apologize. It's just telling somebody, hey, you know, I realize where I went wrong at, you know, and I want to apologize and you know, whether you come back or not, I just want to make sure that we on a good term. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what that song was mostly about.
Let's get into it. The independent song of the week, Black Boy with I Apologize on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. I like that song. I wish I knew the chorus because I would sing it, but I don't want to ruin your own. You know what? That's terrible when you're with an artist and then you singing their song and they be like, okay, shut up now.
It happens, man. But you know, it's a blessing to have somebody try to sing along with your song because they like it. So, you know, you got to
Yeah,
take the good with the bad, baby.
for real, for real. Speaking of music, who are some of your influences?
um, um, well, I'm definitely influenced by Dr. Dre. You know, I would not have come into the music trying to be a producer if it wasn't for the Chronic. I think the Chronic set my ears apart. I like Scarface, the rapper. I love groups like from my childhood, like Take Six, commissioned gospel artists that I remember very much. So the Winans, Marvin Winans was a great songwriter in gospel music, and I think I got a lot of my writing ability from gospel music. If you kind of listen in and you see how the way it's written. I love James Brown. I'm still a fan of the '70s and the '60s and Marvin Gaye and things like that. And
Yeah.
then, you know, more modern artists, of course, Prince, just because of his instrumentation. Um, uh, I love hip hop, so I'm always be a hip hopper until I die. But you know,
Okay.
I just love the live aspect of the guitarist, the pianist, and I love the band sound. I love live music, so I'm always incorporating that with my hip hop and samples and stuff like that. So this I have a really broad Rolodex of music in my mind. So I couldn't really narrow it down because I've listened to so much music growing up with my parents and, you know, the church and being musicians that, you know, some of these people I can't remember. I love soft rock in the 80s. You know, I love the Doobie Brothers. I love, you know, Fleetwood Mac and all types of stuff. Because when we have so much music in front of you, you can kind of get a little taste of anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, wow. You're an independent artist.
Yes,
What's the best thing about being an independent artist? And
creative
also the work
control,
also
creative
the work.
control, ownership,
Yeah.
having the control of your music, where it goes, how it goes. You know, I was signed when I was 16 to a label. The label just kind of shelved me and my group and went with one of our group members and made him their majority act. And we just sat there and we didn't do anything. And it just was kind of was like oppressive a little bit, you know. So we had to wait
Mm,
years to come out of these contracts and stuff like that. So by the time I was 16, 17, I was just getting out of that lock-in contract. So I was like, I'm never going to sign with another label again because it was such a bad experience. So I just said, let me start my own label. So I went and started my own LLC, and got my own publishing company. By the
wow.
time I want to say this was like in 2001, and I started my own recording studio. Sometimes you just have to move all the middlemen out of the way
That's
and
right.
learn what you need to learn so you can do. And it was a learning process. I wasn't good when I first started out, and it just kind of progressively, I just progressively got better and better and better just by trial and error. And I am what you see today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number six song comes from Diane Reeves. This song was called Better Days. Let's get into it. Better Days, number six on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number five song, John Denver with Grandma's Featherbed. Now it's time to get into the old school gem of the week. The old school gem of the week is a wild woman. I think today is her 52nd birthday. I
Mm.
think it is. She shares a birthday with one of my favorites, Eddie Murphy. But this is an awesome woman, Kelly Price.
You
Her
all right? I
song
love me some
titled
Kelly.
"Me Too." This song was called. This is her first hit, first number one hit. This song was called "Friend of Mine," the remix featuring Ronald Isley and R. Kelly. Let's get into it. Kelly Price, "Friend of Mine," old school gem of the week on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Uh, I'm like, this is Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? And I know I shouldn't be playing R. Kelly because like, he's got some stuff, but I still love that song. If he
I
had
can't
produced
front
it,
on
he
the
didn't
I
produce
can't
it.
front on the genius of R. Kelly, man.
Yeah,
He,
man.
he got convicted of some pretty bad things, man. I don't condone any of those
Me
behaviors, man. But he's a
either.
dope artist, man. He was a
I'm
genius.
telling you. I'm telling you. Speaking of friends and romance stuff like that, don't take this personal. But I gotta ask. I ask everybody this: what does your love life look like?
My love life is I'm about to be married.
Ah,
I'm about to be
hold on.
married.
You didn't even tell me. You didn't tell me. Hold on. You married me. Okay. Congratulations.
I appreciate it,
Congratulations.
man. She's a good woman, man. She's a little younger than me, but she's a
Shout
great
shout
woman,
it out. Shout it
and
out.
she loved her black boy.
That's awesome. And you're gonna invite me to the wedding, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
sooner
be
than later,
single.
but we're gonna do a little private ceremony, and then we'll have us a little public get together to kind of commemorate it.
That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it,
Congratulations.
man. I appreciate it.
You need to rub some of that mojo on me, man. Because I'm telling you, we're not going to talk about that. This is a different show. We're going to talk about that on a different show, brother. We're going to talk about that on a different show. But we got to move on, brother. We got to move on to the next
I
question.
got you,
Uh,
man.
what is your what advice? I'll need you to give me a minute of inspiration for an artist, a young artist who wants to do what you're doing. Give me a minute.
First, I would tell them learn the business. Um, there's so many artists out here that don't know what they're doing, and they getting screwed over only just because they won't pick up a book. Pick up a book, learn your publishing, learn mechanical royalties, learn, how to register your songs, learn how to administrate your songs. The biggest thing in the music industry is it is a business, and a lot of people don't know the business, so they feel like they're getting screwed over only because they're ignorant to what the business is. Learn that. Stay true to yourself. Stop pretending to be an image and all of those things. It would be better you to be yourself and make a mistake than to be living an image and make a mistake and then people find out that you're not who you say you are. Be
Yeah.
yourself as an artist, and don't do things that you're going to regret later on in your career.
Yeah. I'm a witness of that. I'm definitely a witness of that.
Have a spirit of excellence when it comes to you portraying yourself and representing yourself in the music business.
That's
And
right. That's right.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. Um, oh, before I forget, I'm gonna tell you guys this. he is the one of the most nicest and patient person in the world because I'll be telling him some stuff. I'm like, if I was somebody else, if somebody else did that to me, I would be like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. But I can tell you, this man is like really been like kind of like a compliment to me, like really been a cool person to me.
I
And
appreciate that, man. I
yeah,
think
man,
man, like in terms of this, man, the world needs more kindness, man. The
you're
world needs
right.
more understanding. And with my background, I was studying to be a youth pastor, and
Okay,
it gave me some tips on how to deal with people and how to help people get through certain crises and stuff in their life, and how to be a good friend is not exposing your friends things that they come to you about, you know what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
always try to be that person because I always want that type of person in my life. So
yeah.
you put out in the universe what you want back, and hopefully it comes back to you, you know what I'm saying? So being a friend and being a listening ear is important to me in regards to friendships and family and all of those things. So I try to stay true to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you're and you do it, and you do it awesome, man. Thumbs up, brother.
I
Thumbs up, not
appreciate it,
thumbs
man.
down. Thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, let's get back in this calendar. The number four song comes by the is by the 1975. The song is called Nana. Let's get into it. Nana by the 1975 number four on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did it three in a row for you. We did number four was the 1975 with Nana. Number three was Gretchen Wilson with Grandma. Number two was Barry Brown with Grandma Song. Now it's time to get into the number one song. I don't think everybody knows what this number one song is. It's by he was born July 4th, 1938. He's no longer with us, but this was the number one song that we played in my household, and this song was by Bill Withers. This song is called Grandma's Hands. Let's get into it. Grandma's Hands by Bill Withers on Big Stop 20 Countdown, baby. You didn't think I was going to do it again. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was the number one song. Grandma's Hands used to give me a piece of candy. I don't remember all the words, but Grandma's Hands, yeah. And Black Boy, how can people reach you?
You can usually reach me through the social media platforms. I do most of my business on social media, so you can follow me at Black Boy 813 on IG. I also have a page for my label at the Dark Star Music Group. And then I have my promo page, which is at Dark Star Promo on IG. You can find me on Facebook. I'm under my real name, William Willingham. But I
Okay.
have my page for Black Boy and my recording studio as well on Facebook. That's at the Dark Star Music Group and at Black Boy on Facebook. And then a lot of people reach out to me on TikTok, and that's at Black Boy underscore 813.
Oh, okay. I want to say thank you to our guest, Black Boy. Thank you so much. You are awesome, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And also, I want to say thank you to all the stations that are carrying us. The Block FM, SoCal Radio. We recently reunited with 103 Atlanta. Also, thank you to we recently also reunited with Kill Radio. I want to say thank you to them. Also, the Podcast Awards, everybody. And if you want to reach me, you can reach. Oh, this is. I think this is our. Hold on, let me see. 345, 46, 47, 48, 49. 350th show. Can you believe it? We made it to 350 episodes. You're the 350 episodes. I
Oh,
want to say
that's what's
thank you
up,
to
man.
everyone who's constantly supporting us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And if you all want to reach me, you can reach me at www.linktree.com/OLUSHEYI. The thought for the week is never give up, no matter what nobody else tells you. And now it's time to get into the what is this? Today is the it's time to get to the last song. The gospel song of the week is by also the birthday woman. This song is from her gospel album. This song is called God's Not Dead. Let's get into it. God's Not Dead by Kelly Price. May God bless you. Hold on. May God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again. And